What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is your boy Yarn Craig, where I cover WNBA and NBA basketball. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button before I get started, though, please. So, getting right to it, I just finished watching the Chicago Sky and Minnesota Lynx game, where the Minnesota Lynx just beat the Chicago Sky 81-78. So, I'm gonna look at some of these player stats and I'm gonna just kind of give my quick thoughts, not just on the game, but particularly Chicago. Um, Sylvia Fowles really established her presence early on, and I think that set the tone for the entire game. She really punished Candace Parker and Amber Messerman down low on the boards and in the paint, scoring the ball. I think at one point she even caught a tip in alley oop from somebody. So I I knew from that point I was like, okay, Minnesota's got the juice today because Chicago they just weren't coming with it Chicago style. So, but she finished with 14-7. Aerial Powers was really the power that pushed them through, finishing with the game high 22 points and 11 rebounds. And she's been on a roll. She just dropped a 32 piece on the Aces not that long ago. So, kudos, shout out to her for balling out. Kayla McBride, 62%. Shooter from the field, 15 points. Mariah Jefferson, even though she didn't kill the stat sheet, her energy, effort, defense, pushing the pace at that point guard position, just making good decisions generally with the basketball, I felt like really helped them pull this game out. And then Jessica Shepard off the bench was huge. 10.6 rebounds. Found herself playing in some clutch situations in this game and made a couple clutch baskets and clutch plays as well. So, kudos, shout out to her. And this team, they're 8-15 at this point in the season, so probably not a playoff team. But, I think the best thing they can do is really focus on giving Sylvia Fowles a proper send off by playing in competitive games like this. Now, switching over to the Chicago Sky side, Kalia Copper finished with 20 points, Allie Quigley finished with 18, and Candace Parker finished with 13 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, the nice stat line. But somehow they still walked away with the loss. And the losses to me was in the numbers. Like the field goal percentage was just abysmal for them, where they shot 38% from the field while Minnesota shot 48%. If a team's almost shooting 50% and you're shooting below 40%, you're not going to win. Let's just keep it a buck. And then I looked at it just more in depth, and I just thought it was just so surprising when I saw the Chicago Sky shot the ball 16 more times than the Minnesota Lynx, and they still lost this game. That's not that's not good. That's not a good sky. That's not a good sign. And so I'm not going to chalk this up as a panic game, but this just means that the Chicago Sky they were not getting into the paint and not getting shots around the basket that they probably needed to really get to raise that field goal percentage up. And I'm just like, man, did they really punk y'all out of the paint? Because with Messerman and Candace Parker and even players like Kalia Copper who drive to the basket a lot, and now she got to the basket. Kalia Copper always goes hard to the basket. But I just saw them settling for a lot more jump shots than what they probably should have settled for. Like when I looked at the shot chart, I saw a lot of long missed 2-pointers for that Chicago team. And on the Minnesota Lynx side, I saw a lot of points right around in that little basket area. And so that's probably why we see such a big difference in, the number of shots missed from the Chicago Sky side. They shot so many shots far away from the basket. It's just naturally, the further away you get, the more the field goal percentages generally drop, how the cookie crumbles. And so the reason why I just really want to look at that is because the Chicago Sky are now 15-6, tied for first place with the Las Vegas Aces. I gave the Las Vegas Aces a bit of a pass when they went on that 2-game slide. But ever since then, they've kind of been up and down in that win column a little bit. So I'm not going to give the same pass to the Chicago Sky. I know they're about to go into the All-Star break, but after this, well, I can't even really say it's a break because half their team's playing in the All-Star game. But after this All-Star game, these teams that are under 500, the Chicago Sky, they have to beat those teams. Those teams that are in that, like those 9 to 12 spots, you have to beat those teams. You can't drop a game to any of them because these other teams like the Connecticut Sun, the Seattle Storm, they're literally nipping right on your heels. They're sitting at 14-8. They're nipping right at your heels, ready to come right at you. And you want that number one spot in the playoffs. You want to get that bye in that first round of the playoffs. You want to be rested and recovered. Especially they got veterans on their team. You don't want to risk anybody getting injured. Y'all have depth. Y'all have the talent. I wouldn't want to jeopardize any of it. Wrap up that number one spot. You can't drop any more games to these teams like the Minnesota Lynx. No disrespect to them because they played their tails off to win this game. But if the Chicago Sky really want to send that intimidating factor, then yeah, they need to run through some more of these teams to really get that energy up and show the league like, yeah, we won last year, but we're here to repeat again and we're going to, so get out the way. But that's what they got to show them going forward. And I need to see that because I didn't see that. I've seen it at points during the season. But today against the Minnesota Lynx, I didn't see that. But anyway, that's my video, guys. Go ahead and comment below. Tell me, do you think I'm right? Do you guys kind of see that I have the Tiger in the Chicago Sky right now? Or is that something you guys think they need to kind of flip on? Anyway, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Peace.